Welcome, welcome, welcome. We've got a 9-second delay over here on YouTube. It looks like we are going live, and let me get this over to welcome, Facebook. Welcome, welcome. We've got a 9-second delay over here on YouTube. It looks like we are going live, and let me get this over to welcome, Facebook. Welcome, welcome. We've got a 9-second delay over here on YouTube. It looks like we are going live, and let me get this over to welcome, Facebook. Welcome, welcome. We've got a 9-second delay over here on YouTube. Okay. We've got 3:58. We've got our live link posted over in Facebook. Give folks a second to get over here. And let me type a welcome. And, well, we should be good to go here. 3:59, almost there. That's 4 o'clock. Hey, 4 o'clock Eastern Time on Tuesday. It is 3+ songs for Prometheus. I'm Tom Cooney. This is live on YouTube. We put the link out to my Facebook page. I hope you're linking in and watching it there, or just over here on YouTube. I'll be watching the YouTube comment stream. I'll see if I can go over to Facebook once in a while. I'm on a 9-second delay as well, so there'll be a little bit of lag if you're looking at it from YouTube or Facebook. But as my brothers tell me, it's kind of like normal, talking to me like normal, so about a 10-second lag. I really hope you and yours are well and happy and positive and being safe as these COVID numbers spike again, and spike number 3, the worst one yet, as was predicted. Be smart, be safe, mask up, social distance, sanitize high-touch surfaces, and just be really smart, folks. We've only got a few more months to the vaccine. Let's get through this. Let's hunker down and be smart. Like the science says, the virus is in control. So we want everyone to come out of this well and happy. This is something called Big Rain Comin' Blues. Big rain coming, I heard it from the mountaintop. Big rain a coming, I heard it from the mountaintop. Gonna wash this world clean, gonna rain and never stop. Big pain coming, pain down in your soul. Big pain coming, pain down soul. You better count your blessings. You're gonna reap just what you sow. Long black train coming down that history track. Can't you hear them engines whine? Long black train coming down the history track. Can't you hear them engines whine? They're gonna grab this world, take it down the line. Gonna grab this world, take it down the line. It's gonna grab this world, take it down the line. A blues song I've never performed publicly before. I wrote that in 2018, and that's called Big Rain Comin' Blues. One of those prophetic, apocalyptic blues that blues writers have to write once in a while. And try to write some humorous ones as well. But that one, that's an old fire and brimstone one called Big Rain Comin' Blues. Excuse me. I'm opening up with that because my Monday night show next Monday night for Songwriters Alive at 7 p.m. Eastern Time next Monday night on Rocking the Valley YouTube and Tom Cooney YouTube. My guests are going to be the Acoustic Blues Project. My brethren, Leon Bonham and Earl Andrews, and myself, Tom Cooney, are in the Acoustic Blues Project. And we have not been bluesing because of COVID and because of the limitations in live virtual jamming. There's not a lot of good software for that. We have not been playing together. So we're going to have a video watch party of our original music that we're going to be doing live Monday night, 7 o'clock on YouTube, Rocking the Valley, and YouTube, Tom Cooney. It'll just be fun to chat with those guys. We're funny. We have a lot of fun when we get together, as all bands do. You can't help it. It just degrades into silliness pretty quickly. So that's why I opened up with that blues tune. So do put that on your calendar, please. It's going to be fun. It is November 10th, maybe? No. Excuse me. That's a week ago. November 17th. I'm looking at the wrong show date. November 17th. I hope everyone had a very good Veterans Day last Wednesday. Take a look at last Wednesday's show. We did a shout out to veterans and propers and honors to them every day, as well as Veterans Day. And I did my song about my dad and my uncle called Take Those Fascists Down, about their experiences in World War II. And so take a listen to last week's show if you can, too. Hope you're all getting ready for Thanksgiving. Again, the advice is, if it's immediate family, go ahead. Folks you see all the time. But to avoid any real big extended family gatherings and gatherings with folks you don't know. As we've seen by each and every holiday previously, July 4th and Labor Day, when those large gatherings happen, things spike like crazy. So be smart, be safe, especially now that we're in winter and indoor closed cold season where the virus survives. As you can see, the numbers are spiking like crazy. We want everyone to be safe, to be happy and be smart. I know it's tough. People have COVID fatigue. I have COVID fatigue. But, we're going to get through this. We are literally at the 10 or 15 yard line, to use football terms. And we are going to take this home. And we want the whole team to come across with us. So I hope that would help. I'm trying to transition to the next song here. I'm going to keep the energy up a little bit, I think. And I've selected some songs today I don't do a lot. So again, this is 3 songs for Prometheus every Tuesday at 4 o'clock. Prometheus, the great Greek titan. The Titans were above the gods. He was the human benefactor as he fought with the gods for the humans. He created us from clay, stole fire for us, got us great food from the banquet of the gods, mercilessly teased Zeus on our behalf to make sure we survived, so which is why Zeus bound him to a rock. Prometheus bound. He eventually escaped. Hercules, by legend freed him. In some of the original mythology, Hercules was not the one who freed him. So I'll need any mythological and historical, anthropological scholars to help me out on that. It's very interesting stuff. So anyway, he's our buddy. He's our pal. He's helped us. Naming the show after him is just a humorous way to thank him for standing up for us humans. We like it. Thanks, Promi. This is a song called In Between. It's about being in between things. Let me turn the camera angle just a bit here. I know there's some guitarists in the crowd who are a lot better than me, but I do like to let them see the chords once in a while. Some really great players in the audience. Well, the ocean is chaos in March, like it can't make up its mind or its heart. Will it tear itself from winter's cruel grasp, or slip back into the darkness at last? Oh, the canyon stays wild in June, like a child who doesn't care what to do. Will it bow to the coming high sun, or embrace the cold on the run? In between, always living life in between. In a dream, lost to the past or future fantasy, between stages and seasons, decisions and reasons, lovers gone or yet to be, always wandering in between. Oh, the forest reveals in September each exploding color she remembers, making hearts and spirits take flight if they can bear the coming winter night. always living life in between. In a dream, lost to the past or a future fantasy. Between stages and seasons, decisions and reasons, lovers gone and yet to be. Always wandering in between. A song I wrote in 2018 called In Between. I selected that one today because I'm talking to a lot of folks lately who are feeling in between, who are, unsettled. They want this COVID thing to be brought under containment and get back to their lives, and yet everyone is really trying hard to be positive and keep their families going and keep their lives going and keep in touch with friends, and keep their work going and keep their hobbies going. But still, people are unsettled. When I talk to people, it's almost unanimous. People are unsettled, and just hope everyone feels better and supports each other and tries to be positive, as we keep saying every week. Positive creative talk is one of the minor elements of this show. We try to be positive and spread some good cheer. And it's just amazing how much work and positivity people have done since February and since March. I just thank everyone for all your efforts. I see it I see it in my neighbors, that I see when I'm in the yard next to them. I see it online on social media. Everyone trying to fight the good fight, staying positive, fighting back the misinformation and the lies, and knowing that we are in change and we're moving toward better days. And it's good news that we are. So that was In Between. Our coffee cup of the week. Let me get this right away. I hope I have this right. Let me see. It's the coat of arms. The coat of arms, which is the hand up for talking and communication and peace, with an arrow above it saying the warriors when you need it to be. I'm of Celtic background, and like many cultures, the coat of arms is one of the things that the culture does to stimulate memory and to honor where people come from and what their name might have come from, be they a farmer or be they a sailor or be they a fisherman. You see a lot of their history in those symbols. And it's housing my throat coat tea. My throat's very dry today, so throat coat tea with all the licorice. Our buddy says hi. Our buddy says stay safe, be smart. He's thinking of us and doing what he can in the background for what we're doing. There is no T-shirt of the week this week. I'm switching to cold weather Henleys. I like these short 2 or 3 button things. They're thick and they're warm, and you can loosen it up top if you need to. It's kind of neat stuff. Let's see. This song I'm going to try. It is a song I wrote earlier this year. And one of the themes in today's shows is the silver lining. You know, what is the silver lining that we try to make sure folks think about? So this is another character I wrote about who, as the lyrics tell you, has had a challenging life, but someone who gets up every morning and tries to be positive and does some positive thinking and positive actions. And this is called, let me move this microphone out just a bit. There we go. This is called The Day Love Would Come. Every time she thought life would fall in place, there was no place to fall. Every time she thought love would show its face, love heard another call. Shifting sands, turning tides, fragile hearts and restless minds. Still she climbs a ray sunbeam every morning, spreads her wing at every dawn. But every day still comes with a warning, but she knows today might be the one. The day that love would come. The day love will come. Every place a dream she might call home, just another port on the wild sea. Everywhere her roots would not take hold, great storms laugh at destiny. To grow up without love, without trust, it's an awful thing to rise above. Still she climbs that sunbeam every morning, spreads her wings at every dawn, and every day still comes with a warning, but she knows today might be the one. The day that love will come. The day love will come. A very short and simple song about a character who's had a tough life, yet still every morning promises herself to the day. She climbs that sunbeam, a sunbeam every morning, and spreads her wings at every dawn. Every day still comes with a warning, but she knows today might be the one, the day that love would come. I wrote that song this year in May. A very quick write. On our Monday night show at 7 o'clock on Rocking the Valley YouTube and Tom Cooney YouTube, Songwriters Alive, we talk a lot about the craft with our special guest. And sometimes I share that on this show sometimes too. The only comment I'll make about that song is one of those songs, very luckily, that came in its entirety. And I actually picked out the melody first on that song, which is something I never do. I usually write a lyric and come up with a chord progression, and then I hear the melody. I wrote the melody and then started writing the lyric from that. So I hope you enjoyed that one. I love that character. She's so positive. We hope you and yours are remaining positive amidst all the tough news and chaos. And as I know you are, taking care of your loved ones. This is 3+ Songs for Prometheus. It's every Tuesday at 4 o'clock on YouTube, Tom Cooney. I put the link in YouTube. Put the link in Facebook, Tom Cooney. And so we're, as you can see, I'm conducting a private Zoom meeting that I can then broadcast out to multiple sources. And I may be doing multiple sources in the future. And one of the reasons why we've done that, as you can see the last few weeks, is that we've been sharing screens. So let me give you an example of that here. So let me go back to this real quick screen share. And there it is. Et voila. Yes, so we've looked at different sites the last few weeks. We use this a lot on our my Monday night show too with our songwriter guest. We look at their website and their Spotify page, and we just show some neat things. So this is a reminder, you can find my webpage at tomcooneymusic.com. And I've got your typical pages, a riveting page with some about information about me that don't read it before you go to sleep. You will just pass right out. How to contact me for music lessons, guitar lessons, and music theory lessons. And there's a gallery page there as well. So there's a shot of me down at in Royersford on the upper left there, and out at Camel Hump Farm there, at Moan Hader's Art Gallery, in front of the Hava Java Cafe in Allentown. A great drawing by Coulter Davis, Lou Davis's son of our band. One of my bands that everyone lives far away. We only gig once every few years. Rochford Cooney Davis. Me waiting for the 409 on the railroad tracks. I was playing for a while with someone from the Upper Perk Valley, Bill Kirkner. What an accomplished guitarist. There's a great picture of Bill there. And there's a picture of me playing somewhere, I think, up in Allentown, out by the airport, a gig out by the airport. And there's a contact page there as well. And there's some of my songs, which you can find. They're all from YouTube, which is where we are now. But there's some examples there. So let me see if you're going to hear this. I don't think it's going to come across. This is Dancing on the Moon, a song I wrote. Gene Galligan's playing the keyboards here.
The breath of twilight caresses the air.
Steve Ball was the wonderful audio
The
engineer.
river mist hangs, sweet and fair.
What a great audio engineer he is.
The evening swallows, they whisper their tune, dancing on the moon.
And Steve, if he doesn't do enough things already, Steve actually, this is how multi-talented Steve Ball is. He actually was shooting photographs that day in the studio, and he put together that video from the photographs using that Ken Burns Civil War method of panning across photos and in and out of photos. As if Steve wasn't doing enough being the audio engineer. Just a great guy. So some stuff you can see out on tomcooneymusic.com. And again, that's a lot of those videos all connect to YouTube, which is where this is coming from today. Tom Cooney on YouTube. Again, hope you and yours are healthy, happy, staying positive. Really take these new Spike 3 numbers in the COVID-19 seriously. Great news on the virus last week from Pfizer. Great news yesterday from Moderna. Both companies are over 90%. Both have different delivery methods and different temperature requirements. Just amazing. It looks like within a month or two, we're going to be able to deliver 20 million vaccines a month at least, which is great. And right now the plan, they haven't announced it yet. It will go out to the highest priority folks first, and that's the people on the front lines, everyone in the medical community who is at really super high risk of COVID. A lot of them are getting sick and dying because they're taking care of COVID patients. So obviously that is the number one priority, protect the people who are really putting their lives on the line. We thank them every day. We really do. So anyway, good news. Hang in there, everyone. Stay positive. We're almost through this. I'm going to close with one more tune. Again, this has been 3 songs for Prometheus. I'm Tom Cooney. Every Tuesday at 4 o'clock. On YouTube, Tom Cooney. I'll put the link on Facebook, Tom Cooney. It's original music with a bit of chat, cheer, and useful information. And the song I'm going to do now is interesting, and it is a challenging one, but I like to challenge myself doing it. This song is called The Gilded Age. I called it The Gilded Age, even though it is set in the 1830s, because this was, in my mind, the seeds of the Gilded Age that came later in the 1800s, where the massive companies that were later broken up by Teddy Roosevelt, that thinking had its seeds back in the 1830s. The textile industry was the biggest industry, and it was the very beginning of lots of very rich owners and lots of very, very poor, very underpaid workers who were treated and thrown out, basically. And it was the beginnings of some of the initial union movement in the United States in the textile industry. It was the beginning of, technology. The power loom with those punch cards was a computer. It was basically computed what threads to pull forward into the next row on what was being made in the power looms. And they were going back like this and getting card after card and pulling the right thread. The automation increase was incredible. You can see why all the mills in eastern and northeastern United States became very important all over the world. They'd taken some of that technology from England, but really expanded it here and made a very powerful industry. It was the beginnings of large numbers of women entering the workforce in the 1830s. Believe it or not, it was young mill girls who lived in these massive housing next to the mills. And they weren't paid a lot, and they tried to organize. So some of the first labor movement, and one of them was successful, and it was driven by the young women. It just so much history happened. I started to do a little bit of research on it, and it just turned into this fascinating investigation. I'm sure there's a lot of folks who know a lot more about Lowell, Massachusetts. The city in the song, the City of Spindles, was what it was called. Lowell was one of the big centers for the textile industry. Enough talking, but I wanted to let you know how excited I was to learn about this and to write something historical. Like any kind of artist, it's neat when you learn something and are able to turn it into some form of art that you want to share with folks. There are 3 verses in the song. The first verse is about a older gentleman who has a young family, and he is a lifter. He just lifts cotton into the mill. He takes all the linen out, and he's just a muscle person. And life is tough, and he knows his pay is tough, but he keeps his head down. The second verse is about a young girl, a young mill worker, who's working up on the floors, moving around the bobbin box that kept all of the thread. And it's about her view on life, that things are going to change. She's got that young attitude. And last is kind of a comment about the whole situation. I'll turn my guitar up a little bit. We're checking out right after this one, so we're going to be a few minutes late. But thank you for listening so much. It was great to have you here every week. Well, I lived in the mill, this river town, 6 days from 5 to 5. Cotton in, cloth out since I left Stowe. It ain't much of a life. I live in Belvedere in a cold water flat. Me and Martha, soon will come James. We lost little Sarah, couldn't afford the dock, and I pay with my soul every day. But there's bread on the table and a coal in the fire. I work hard as I'm able. I never mess with desire. I keep my head down, my mouth shut. The meek won't inherit today. Living and dying in the Gilded Age. Well, I'm a 14-hour-day mill girl. I left my daddy's farm near Keene. I'm paid $2 a day hauling the bobbin box, and they're cutting our pay again. You know, some of the girls we've been talking, saying, who the hell has that right to treat somebody like a slave or a fool? I got their backs, they got mine. You see, I put bread on the table. I'm gonna set this world on fire. I am strong and I'm able. My heart and head, they are full of desire. I keep my head up, I keep my mouth proud. The meek shall inherit one day. Living and dying in the Gilded Age. Money flows from the city of spindles, swifter than the Merrimack, by the binary code of the power loom and the sweat running down our backs. But never to the families and mill girls of this acrid sepia town. Some say it's just the way of this country. You work harder, someday it might trickle down. We don't believe in in that fable. We're setting this century on fire. There's room for all at the table if we keep our hearts and heads higher. Keep both arms open but one fist closed. We're hungry and righteous today. Living and dying in the Gilded Age. Don't you ever come back this way. To live and die in the Gilded Age. Living and dying in the Gilded Age. My song, The Gilded Age, written in 2015, about the workers living in Lowell, Massachusetts, the city of Spindles, working in a mill, in a cloth and linen mill. And the seeds, the very beginning of the Gilded Age. And for what it's worth, we're heading into one again, which we'll have to stop again. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that song and the history behind it. All you history buffs in the audience, take a good long look. There's a national monument and museum in Lowell, Massachusetts, on the Merrimack River, of some of the standing mills with a beautiful history. It's actually a national park, I believe, and give you great insight into everything that happened. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed writing that song. This has been 3+ Songs for Prometheus. It's every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube Tom Cooney, with links out to Facebook Tom Cooney that come here on YouTube. Thank you so much for listening and attending and sharing and liking and subscribing to my YouTube page, please. Every subscription and every like helps. And as every artist will tell you, it's just the way things are right now, the way all these distribution points and all the social media is especially with the virtual world we're living in. It's very important for businesses and artists, etc., that you acknowledge, you do those quick things like or share or subscribe to them if you like them. And I'm asking the same thing, please, if you like it. If you like it, I hope you would. Anyway, hope you and yours are well. Be safe and be kind, and we will see you next Tuesday. We'll think of a few neat songs for Thanksgiving.